Hello, future designers and developers. In this video, we are going to be using Photopea or Photopea, whatever you want to call it, to remove the background from this image. So the first thing that I did, I went over to File, Open, and this allows me to take one of the photos from my desktop and bring it into this web-based photo editor. Cool. So now that I have it in here, we're going to use their Magic Cut tool. So we go to Select, then choose Magic Cut. And this one is going to take a little bit longer, and that's because it's doing all the computing in some sort of cloud out there to actually identify the subject and then remove what it thinks is the background. Cool. It's going to be unresponsive, so you can hit await. It may take a second. But once it's done, it actually does a really good job of identifying what is the background, what is the subject, and removing what it knows is the background. So cool. It shows us two side-by-side images. One is our original, and it has this green highlight and this red highlight around the border. Then the other one shows what is actually being removed. So in this image, we can say, yes, we want to remove stuff, or no, we want to keep this stuff. So keep is in green, red is in remove. So if we look to see how it did, if I zoom in on the face over here, did pretty good. There's a couple little missing segments on the finger, and there's a couple orange patches over here. So what I'm going to demo is just a little bit, because this does take a little bit longer of a process. So I'm going to use my green to show what I want to keep. And I'm going to get this pretty small. And I'm going to add back in some of the parts of the finger that was removed. So that's like this stuff over here. And it'll take a second just to think about and run that program again. Cool. So now we have a little bit of extra orange. So I'm going to jump over to my red and I'm going to say remove this. And now I'm going to highlight some of those orange pixels right around the finger. So it kind of knows this is what we're keeping, this is what we're removing. Cool. It's having some trouble determining what it wants to keep and what it wants to remove. I'm going to increase the size of this just a little bit just to get more of the finger over here. It's just collecting more and more data about what is good to keep and what we want to remove. Cool. I'm going to go back over to the red now. I'm going to definitely increase the size over here and just kind of get some of this area so it can get some more data saying that we want to get rid of anything that might look like this orange. Cool. So we're slowly working our way into that position. We can choose this green again. Now, if you ever run into the issue where stuff starts to overlap, oh shoot, did not mean to do that last one, but I'm going to hit a Control-Z to undo that. It's an important little step. If you ever run into the issue where things overlap, you can use your gray to erase any of the selections that you may have made. I'm just going to try and get a good chunk of this area removed. Cool. Go back to the green. We want this and this. You can see that it's slowly starting to take shape. Cool. That's going to be good for right now. I'm going to move on to the upper layer. So I'm going to use my hand tool to pan up over here. And we would do the same thing inside of this area. We would go and label, we want to remove this part. And we're going to get a little bit of our headband removed. So we're going to go back over to the green. We're going to say we want to keep this part. You can see that we're slowly adding to this. So again, not the fastest process in the world, but it is a good substitute and a free substitute for using Adobe. Cool. So let's say that I have gone through and I have meticulously told Photopea what we want to keep and what we want to remove. Once we are done and at that point, we can hit our OK. And you can see it now has separated this into two layers where we have our layer with the background removed and then our layer with the background. So we could turn that layer off and this layer on. Keeps that original copy, which I think is a nice little touch. Sweet. So again, if we wanted to turn this in, we'd go over to File, Export, and we'd export this as a PNG. Very cool. That is it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. I'll talk to you later.